guys, welcome to week 7. You do have quite a bit of reading to do this week. Be sure you read chapters 12 and 13 of your Bergen & Bergen textbook and chapter 6 in your DAP textbook. There is a lot of information about emotional and social development in middle childhood and just overall, because there's such a focus on mental health at this point in time, which is a great thing. So be sure to take your time and look through these resources carefully, especially those that talk about how families can help and how teachers can help support children at different stages. This one talks about how teachers can help support children during divorce. There's a lot of information here about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Great resources related to how not only just Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but how it can be applied in the classroom. Let's look back. The other folder is about, well, trauma-informed practices. There are great resources here as well. We do know that so many children experience trauma, and it's important that we all look through a trauma-informed lens. I do want to give you a warning. This does, of course, include sensitive information. If you have experienced trauma and don't feel like you can view these resources, then please feel free to omit those. I think that they're interesting. It's great information, but if you feel like it might cause you to have be a trigger for you, then please, you can skip this folder. It's more for resource purposes. Lastly, you are submitting part 3 this week. There is a very helpful video that shows you step by step how to move from your observations in part 2 to creating goals and activities for your children in part 3. So be sure to watch this step-by-step video about how to do that. I would request that no one submit part 3 without watching this 10-minute video. And there is also a sample developmental summary report. So you are turning in those things for part 3. First, a developmental summary report. And then based on your assessment, you're going to write 4 goals, 1 from each domain area: cognitive, emotional, social, language, and physical, and 1 activity for each of those goals. This video shows you how to move from the steps of observation to identifying a goal and creating an activity to support that. And here is a sample that I've referred to in the video as well. So you have lots of resources to be successful with part 3. Be sure to use them. Be sure to use them before you submit it. I will not be able to allow you to redo part 3 for a better grade because it's due so close to the end of the semester. All right, let's take a look back at week 7 and make sure we just haven't missed anything. I think the only other thing that I wanted to be sure you're mindful of, you are focused on finishing up part 3 this week, but you will have 1 final assignment, written assignment for this class, and it's the developmentally appropriate practices assignment. Where you're going to reflect on the uses of the developmentally appropriate practices textbook that you guys have. You've had readings from it throughout the semester. So be sure to start working on this assignment as soon as you can. It asks you to reflect on the time you spent observing in a classroom. I know some of you observed in other settings, and so this video is also provided so that you can look for and discuss developmentally appropriate practices. That assignment will be due on Friday, March the 2nd. And just as a note, for you guys, so you can plan ahead, all of your assignments in this class will be due by Friday, March the 2nd. So you will not have the weekend after that to work and finish this class up. You have to have everything submitted by that Friday at midnight so that I have time to grade and submit your grades. This week, a discussion board and part 3 of the child assessment project. If you guys need help with any of this, if you have any questions about this, please reach out. I am already meeting with 2 of your classmates to talk about part 2 and part 3, revisions to part 2 and submitting part 3. So I'm here, I'm available to work with you. Just let me know how I can help you. Have a great week.